The other thing that is important to talk about drug decriminalization, I think, that people don't think about. Everyone just thinks about the users. There's a lot of collateral damage that comes from criminalizing drugs and making it fighting the drug war. You get the gangs, you get the cartels, you get all these extra legal entities or illegal entities that, if you're outside the law, the only way you have of settling disputes is with violence, essentially. You can't go to a court to settle your disputes. So you get these gangs that are shooting each other in the streets, and not just each other. You'll have people get hit by stray bullets. You have people make their neighborhoods turn really dangerous because of all the drug dealing that goes on in their neighborhood. And it hurts a lot of innocent people who have nothing to do with the drug trade, who don't use the drugs, who don't have anything to do with it, but they are now living in crime-infested neighborhoods with lots of, random shootings and stuff. And nobody wants that. That's bad. And so my major motivation for wanting these things decriminalized is I feel bad for those people who they're perfectly innocent. They just want to live their lives. But because of the drug war, they're embroiled in this situation where violence is all around them. And it's really scary.
Do you think that if, let's just, create a pretend world, if America ended the drug war, or maybe that entails decriminalizing everything, do you think that would undermine and disrupt the drug cartel and all the drug violence in Mexico and Central and South America?
Absolutely. I mean, so much of the drug cartels in those states are dependent on American business. And if you're not buying it from a drug cartel in Mexico, you can buy it from Johnson & Johnson or, like one of the cigarette companies, Philip Morris or something. You buy it from them instead of these Mexican cartels. It's fine. Not a problem.
So potentially, I mean, that's a pretty heavy subject, and maybe I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now on this conversation, but I mean, that's a sobering thought to have, that potentially a majority or a large portion of the violence that innocent people suffer through in Central and South America could be directly correlated, or there could be causation linked to our policies in the United States.
I absolutely think that's the case, and it would be good to see less of that, because those are terrible things that those people have to suffer through in those countries. And if you get rid of those illegal, criminal gangs that are profiting off of the illegality of drugs in America, people could have their lives greatly improved. We did an interview with Elena Toledo from Honduras, and she was talking about how the drug, not just the drug trade, but the drug war that fosters the drug trade has completely destroyed her country. And it's pretty bad. Portugal's a great example. They decriminalized everything, and not only did the violence and the crime go down, but actual drug use went down as well, which is, to me, a secondary goal, but it's a good goal.
It's pretty remarkable. Yeah, from people, the culture that I come out of, and the people that I relate to and associate with primarily, when they see these drugs, they view them very much as a moral degradation, and they don't want people to use them. And I agree with them. I think, addiction and these drugs that, they separate us from reason when we're high on them. But I also say, whenever you put government in there to be the arbiter of morality and say you cannot use this, and they're willing to use force to stop people, you lose the argument. And I think the only way you can win, I argue with people that I come from, is the only way we can win the moral argument and convince people not to do these drugs is to get government out of the picture.